I hate winter. I don't just dislike it, I hate it with the kind of fiery, passionate rage that is, ironically, the only thing keeping me warm from November to March. I hate the gray skies, I hate the frozen ground, but most of all, I hate with the fury of a dying star scraping the ice off my car's windshield every single morning. It is a soul-crushing, finger-freezing ritual that serves as a daily personal reminder that the universe is, at best, indifferent, and at worst, a cruel, laughing God who gets a kick out of my suffering. So, being a certified genius, a title I awarded myself after successfully assembling an IKEA bookshelf in under 4 hours, I decided to solve the problem, permanently. I didn't want a better scraper, I wanted a final solution to the ice problem. I built a device, a simple, elegant, handheld microwave emitter I called the Defroster 9000. Point it at your windshield and it instantly excites the water molecules, causing the ice to sublimate, to turn directly from a solid into a gas. No water, no streaks, just a single satisfying whoosh and a perfectly clear windshield. It was my masterpiece. For 3 glorious days, I was the undisputed king of my cul-de-sac. While my neighbors were out in the cold, sacrificing their knuckles to the ice gods, I was sipping my coffee, giving a polite beep beep as I drove past in my perfectly defrosted car. I even used it for other things. Instant ramen, foosh. A frozen chicken that needed to be thawed for dinner, foosh. And it was also conveniently pre-cooked. A little too cooked maybe, but still. But on the 4th day, I was late for a very important meeting about the responsible use of powerful, untested technology. The irony is not lost on me. I was in a hurry. I grabbed the device from my lab bench, but instead of the normal, sleek, handheld unit, I accidentally grabbed the prototype, the industrial-grade, long-range, satellite uplinked version I'd been working on for a government contract. The one with a single, large, poorly labeled red button that switched it from windshield mode to global ice cap mode. My thumb slipped. The button clicked. There was no sound from the device, no flash of light, just a quiet, single, almost polite ping from the satellite network confirming the command. And then a sound came from everywhere at once, a sound that humanity had never heard before. It was the sound of every glacier, every ice sheet, and every iceberg on the entire planet cracking in perfect, terrifying unison. In the single second it took for my brain to process the catastrophic scale of my thumb spasm, the world's ice melted. All of it. All 24 million cubic kilometers of it. Greenland's majestic glaciers, Antarctica's continent-sized ice shield, the sad little patch of ice on top of Kilimanjaro, even the forgotten ice tray in my freezer. All gone. The first, most obvious consequence was the water. 24 million cubic kilometers of ice doesn't just melt, it becomes about 21 million cubic kilometers of very, very cold water in 1 second. Our friend the Stickman physicist would later calculate that the energy required for this phase transition was roughly equivalent to detonating every nuclear weapon on Earth 10 million times over. This wasn't a gentle sea level rise, this was a planetary-scale belly flop. He called it a global isostatic inundation event. I call it the Great Cosmic Wash. A wall of water, 7 miles high, erupted from Antarctica. Another, slightly smaller wall erupted from the Arctic. They didn't move like tsunamis bound by the ocean floor. They were too big for that. They moved like the wrath of God, a global, simultaneous sloshing of a planetary bathtub that had just had 2 continent-sized ice cubes dropped into it. The waves scoured the continents clean at 1,000 miles per hour. It was a single planet-wide extinction event that lasted about 3 hours. Your mortgage was now, officially and biblically, underwater. The few lucky survivors were those who happened to be on the highest mountain peaks, watching in horror as the world they knew was washed away. But the drowning was just the opening act. The real teeth-grindingly awful horror was what the ice left behind. You see, those ice sheets weren't just sitting there. They were heavy, unimaginably heavy. The Antarctic ice sheet alone weighs 26.6 quintillion tons. For millions of years, this weight has been pressing down on the continents, squashing them, bowing the Earth's crust downwards like a thumb on a tennis ball. And we had just removed that thumb in 1 second. The phenomenon is called isostatic rebound, and when it happens over millennia, it's a gentle process. When it happens in 1 second, it is not. The continents of Greenland and Antarctica suddenly freed from a burden trillions of times heavier than all of humanity combined, sprang upwards, not in inches, by thousands of feet. The rebound triggered the single largest earthquake in the planet's history, not a magnitude 9, not a 10, a theoretical magnitude 12, an earthquake so powerful it didn't just shake a region, it shook the entire planet. The Earth's crust rang like a bell, a continuous globe-spanning vibration that shattered mountains, opened chasms miles deep, and triggered every dormant volcano on Earth simultaneously. The few survivors on the mountain peaks weren't washed away, they were shaken into oblivion. And it gets worse. We had just moved a colossal amount of mass from the poles and spread it evenly across the globe as water. Imagine a figure skater spinning with her arms pulled in tight. Now imagine she throws her arms out wide. Her spin slows down. We had just done that to the Earth. The sudden redistribution of mass caused the Earth's rotation to slow down, not by a millisecond, by 3 hours. A day was now 27 hours long. The world's GPS systems, weather patterns, and the delicate biological clocks of every surviving organism were now catastrophically and irrevocably out of sync. But there was one final beautiful punchline, the one that gets me every time. All that new water, all that sudden melting and vaporization from the sheer energy release had supersaturated the atmosphere with water vapor, and water vapor is a very, very effective greenhouse gas. The planet, once scoured by a mega-chilling freezing tsunami, began to heat up, and fast. The new global ocean began to boil. The atmosphere thickened into a hot, soupy Venus-like fog, trapping all the heat. I was the last survivor. My lab was on a mountain and it was hermetically sealed. I watched it all happen on the monitors. The wave, the earthquake, the sky turning into a sauna. I was the architect of the apocalypse, the single stupidest man in history. And the best part? The most exquisitely ironic part of it all? As the temperature in my lab climbed to a terminal 100 degrees Celsius and the air conditioning finally gave out, I looked out the reinforced window at my car, the one that started it all. And for the first time in months, the windshield was perfectly, beautifully clear. My coffee in my hand was boiling over, but my windshield was clear. I just wanted to get to work on time. And now, I'm perfectly warm and I have all the time in the world.